Hello you beautiful misfits, my name is Matt and this is a very special impromptu little episode of Pixel Burn all about an amoral shite talking jizz-clanger who sees his fans as little more than walking money dispensers and seemingly has no scruples whatsoever about encouraging children to gamble. I am of course talking about none other than YouTuber, Turdweasel and self-facilitating media arse-chasm Trevor Martin, aka TmarTn, seen here resembling a cheap waxwork of Marty McFly, animated by the restless ghost of a twat. Although let's not forget his co-conspirator, YouTuber Tom Castle, aka Pro Syndicate, aka Tom Syndicate, aka The Syndicate Project, aka Mr. Syndicate, and soon, quite possibly, aka Criminal Syndicate. Some of you may find my naked hostility here somewhat surprising, but I assure you it's with very bloody good reason. For a comprehensive summary of TmarTn and Pro Syndicate's diabolical behaviour, I strongly recommend you watch this video, Deception, Lies and CSGO by Ethan Klein over at H3H3 Productions, which was based on research done by this all-round top bloke, HonorTheCall, for his video TmarTn, Pro Syndicate and Josh OG CSGO Scandal. Part 1. Links to both channels and the relevant videos are in the description below. If you don't have time for those right now, I'll do my best to give you a quick capsule overview of the scumminess going on here. You see, TmarTn and Mr. Syndicate are both popular for playing Counter-Strike Global Offensive, CSGO for short, and have around 10 million YouTube subscribers between them, a decent amount of them being young kids. Both have also made a lot of videos about gambling with the game's otherwise purely cosmetic weapon skins on dedicated skin gambling websites, or skin casinos as I'm going to call them. The idea behind skin gambling is you sign up to a skin casino, link your Steam account to it, pick which skins you want to gamble and then throw them into a pot with a bunch of other players'. One player is then picked at random and they win all the skins in the pot, minus the skin casino's cut. You see, while skins are ostensibly only cosmetic, an entire online industry worth billions of real world dollars mind you, has grown up around the sale, the purchase and, indeed, even the gambling of them. Whereas gambling for money is heavily regulated, however, gambling for digital knickknacks with a theoretical monetary value that you can then sell for real cash on a different website isn't. A bit like how pachinko parlours operate in Japan, only somehow even more shadowy and dodgy. Various skin casinos exist and more are popping up all the time, but TmarTn and Pro Syndicate's gambling establishment of choice was CSGO Lotto, a site TmarTn claimed to have serendipitously discovered out of the blue one fine sunny day in Orlando.
And we found this new site called CSGO Lotto, so I'll link it down in the description if you guys want to check it out. But we were betting on it today and I won a pot of like $69 or something like that, so it's a pretty small pot, but it was like the coolest feeling ever.
Guess who the founder and co-founder of CSGO Lotto are? Yep, Tweedle Scum and Tweedle Cockwomble here. A little detail they conveniently forgot to disclose in any of the skin gambling videos they put out, showing off their amazing wins, with titles like How to Win $13,000 in 5 minutes and Winning Big Dollar Signs. Nice example you're setting for your young fans there, you loathsome amoral spunk maggots. With the basics of this situation covered, I'd now like to sink my teeth into the apology video that TmarTn uploaded to his channel on Wednesday, July the 6th, only to then delete the very next day, because by fuck was it a doozy. You thought that apology video the Fine Brothers put out after trying to trademark reaction videos was insincere? That's Dalai Lama levels of humility next to this cynical PR slop. Which starts off with Trevor talking to his dog, Cooper, who, honestly, looks more remorseful and ashamed than Trevor does.
I'm sorry.
This is a classic method of establishing audience sympathy. After all, if he loves dogs, then he can't be all that bad, can he? Of course, we all know who else loved dogs, don't we? Rather than immediately launching into his apology, however, Trevor instead takes a choreographed deep breath with which to better blow smoke up his audience's collective arse. Do not pass CSGO, do not collect $13,000 in skins.
Every single day I get to wake up and chase my dream
of making money.
And follow my passions.
Money, money and more money.
And that's all been made possible by you guys.
And your money. The obvious problem here is that Trevor is waffling, which is the last thing people expecting an apology want to hear. Ideally it should be apology first, then the smoke blowing, although it could still work the other way round. So long as he immediately apologises and doesn't start frantically trying to justify.
My connection to CSGO Lotto has been a matter of public record since the company was first organized in December of 2015.
Now, you see Trevor, that's not apologising. Although yes, your ownership of CSGO Lotto has indeed been a matter of public record. Plenty of them in fact.
Proof number 7. Enter creditreport.com. CSGO Lotto Incorporation, registered for profit organization. President, our very own Trevor Martin. Vice President Thomas Castle, aka Tom Castle, aka Pro Syndicate of California, Los Angeles.
Plentiful except where it actually mattered, Trevor. Namely in the countless videos you made promoting a site you co-own and co-founded, yet claimed to have merely stumbled upon by happenstance, like it was a fucking portal to Narnia. Anyway, 54 seconds into this 2.5 minute video, Trevor finally says those 3 magic words.
I am sorry to each and every one of you.
Incidentally, did you know one of the ways you can tell if someone's lying to you is if they break eye contact?
I owe you guys an apology. I am sorry to each and every one of you.
I'm sorry.
Nice one, Trevor. You can't even be asked to put the effort into learning how to lie properly. And he's not even apologising for misleading people. He's only sorry that his fans didn't check to see if their favourite YouTuber had filed an article of incorporation with their local Chamber of Commerce.
I am sorry to each and every one of you who felt like that was not made clear enough to you. But I am committed to making sure that my YouTube channel as well as all of my other businesses are in compliance with the law.
You were supposed to do that from the start, Trevor, not retroactively.
My favorite part about this claim is that if you just go to his videos, you can simply check the Google cache and see that he's just added the disclaimers since this news came out.
I've seen a lot of people focusing on the under the age of 13 section of our privacy policy. All this section states is that we do not knowingly record information of children under the age of 13 years old in compliance with the COPPA Act.
Even if you do it unknowingly, you're still collecting information on 13-year-olds. All CSGO Lotto requires to sign up for it is an active Steam account. And anyone who's 13 years or older can make a Steam account.
This is why I do not condone minors under the age of 18 to use CSGO Lotto.
You don't do much to stop them though, do you? For the purpose of this video, I temporarily discarded my self-worth and signed up for CSGO Lotto to see how committed they were to keeping minors off the site. It was as easy as logging in with my Steam account name and password, checking a bot saying I was total legal age honest gov, then putting in my Steam trading URL. Within literally seconds, I was all signed up, logged in, and ready to gamble every CSGO skin I own. Which is none. Meanwhile, there is nothing in my Steam profile that reveals any concrete information about my age, and as far as Valve themselves know, I was born on January the 1st, 1901.
I believe that every game offered on CSGO Lotto has been legitimate, and I am committed to making sure that that remains true.
Does that include this one, Trevor, where you're clearly shown as being logged into a CSGO Lotto bot account?
You guys seriously mean the world to me. Like, you've changed my life in so many ways. I'll never be able to thank you for what you all have done.
So you thought fuck it and chose to exploit them then?
I'm so grateful for each and every one of you from the bottom of my heart.
I'm amazed you still have one. Thought you might have traded it for that sweet truck parked in your driveway there.
So thank you guys for watching.
Now that was sincere. 100% totally, genuinely sincere. He monetized his apology video. And with that, this sad, sorry, shite sack of an apology that TmarTn deleted around 24 hours after he put it up, came to an end. Now, I take no joy whatsoever in sticking the boot into TmarTn. However, his attitude and his behaviour have genuinely made me rather miffed. Somewhat peeved, in fact. You could even say my hackles are noticeably elevated. Disregarding the illegality of promoting a business he had a financial stake in without disclosing that fact, trying to cover it up, grudgingly admitting it when the evidence became undeniable, and churning out a stage-managed apology video more insulting than it is conciliatory.
I'm sorry.
For me, the worst thing about this entire affair is the way TmarTn has disrespected his audience. And that irks me, big time. Because if there's one thing on this forsaken ball of dirt and water floating in space that I might possibly consider anywhere close to being sacred, it's the bond between a creator and their audience. With TmarTn, we have a creator who clearly has zero respect for his audience, if he ever had any in the first place. He might have done years ago when he was first starting out, but somewhere along the line, he lost sight of that. He forgot that he is nothing without his fans and began seeing them not as people with fears, hopes, struggles and lives, but as a homogeneous bulk commodity to be sold, bartered or otherwise generally exploited. And when over 400,000 of them are legally considered minors under United States law, pushing gambling sites on them, especially a gambling site you're the fucking owner of, without disclosure, is a serious issue. It is morally wrong and it is legally wrong, although I don't expect Trevor here to see any jail time over it. He is young, square-jawed and rich after all. Had he been honest from the start, disclosed that he'd founded the site, made it crystal clear that it was for adults only, and didn't blatantly fake some of his betting sessions, then this entire situation may have been avoided entirely. Unfortunately for his fans, he didn't respect them enough to believe they'd understand that, so he willfully misled them instead. Most of what I'm saying also applies to his partner in crime, Pro Syndicate, by the way. It's just Pro Syndicate didn't make a non-apology video I could rip to bits, and there's only so much mileage one can wring out of his desperate Twitter grovelling. In the meantime, this has become another stick for regulators to try and beat the medium of video games with, because not only are they turning little Timmy and Jemima into violent psychopaths who hate women, now they're transforming them into gambling addicts too. Won't somebody please think of the children? Meanwhile, for games publishers, this adds another page to the guidebook for squeezing more money out of their titles. Because let's not forget, as Ethan at H3H3 points out, Valve themselves have a financial stake in the CSGO shadow economy. They are, after all, the only source of the keys to unlock new skins with, at $2.50 a pop. Finally, YouTubers like myself, who find the whole affair disgusting, become tainted by association, and unscrupulous games journalism hacks get to churn out some more articles about corrupt YouTubers while wanking themselves into a tizzy. And that loss of trust and respect is not something quickly or easily regained. No matter how many times I call TmarTn a despicable, exploitative, money-grubbing little badger fucker who should be sprayed down with sugar water and then locked inside a coffin full of wasps for 12 hours. That's all for this episode of Pixel Burn. If you liked it, then please do let me know by clicking the requisite button down below, and let your friends, family, acquaintances and Trevor Martin's legal team know as well. At the very least, I hope you found it tolerable. Meanwhile, till next time, as always, you can go now.
I'm sorry.